All right. LDWMMAC, this is your boy, the coach. You're live on the Coach Show, live. And guys, I know a lot of you've been waiting on this video from me, okay? You've been waiting on it. And I wanted to go ahead and take my time and do a very, very thorough breakdown of the fight that we got coming up. Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson. Okay, I'm going to break this fight down thoroughly. Show you, what each of these two need to do in order to be victorious. So you guys stay tuned, and I hope that you enjoy the video. Megan Anderson, a 6 foot tall Australian-born woman. That's a very dangerous striker. She's got a good team, and lately she's been a little bit more focused. Megan Anderson has a very debilitating right hand. She's pretty dangerous for anybody. But can Megan Anderson put the tools together to have success against the greatest women's MMA fighter to ever live, in Amanda Nunes? Let's break down what Megan Anderson needs to do in order to be victorious. Okay, let's take a look at some of the strengths and weaknesses of Megan Anderson. Let's start with the strengths. First thing she definitely has a great jab. 2, she's got a strong right hand, and that right hand can definitely end the fight. Her octagon IQ when she's standing is pretty good. It's decent. Okay, she's a master of cutting off the octagon. A skill set that she didn't possess early in her career, but something that she's actually mastered. And she uses her range to her advantage. Now let's take a look at examples of each one of these. Okay, here you see Megan Anderson and Norma Dumont, okay? Now I want y'all to watch, okay? Where Norma Dumont, she's taking these wild looping swings, and then you see Megan Anderson just kind of come up, and she's going to counter, and she's going to pop the jab, because she sees Norma taking these long sweeping punches, and Megan just goes, okay, I'm going to pop you with the jab, okay? So now watch right here, okay? Norma Dumont, Megan can see this coming a mile away, okay? And I'm going to tell you why, how she can see it coming a mile away. Look, she cocked back, okay? She literally cocked back, and you see Megan Anderson, okay, staring right there, okay? She cocked back. She kind of moved her head back a little bit, straightened her spine up. And so a striker like Megan, she's going to see this coming from a mile away, and she absolutely did. And so what happens here is that Megan is going to see the strike. She's going to move her head off center line and pop the jab. Okay? She just popped the jab. Very good. Okay? Megan Anderson has a very underrated jab. And we can watch the jab again. Her jab is extremely, extremely underrated. But she does throw a very good jab. Okay? And that's that. Yeah. See? Norma Dumont didn't even see the jab coming. Let's look at some of the other stuff that Megan possesses that are strengths. Okay, we also talked about a strong right hand. Let's take a look. Okay, here you see again in the fight, Megan and Norma. I tell you what, man, Megan Anderson, she's got a right hand that can end a fight. And if you guys take a really, really close look at this, okay, you'll see that Megan threw a shot to the body, and boom, right there. She threw an angled right hand, drops Norma Dumont. Okay. That right hand in Megan Anderson could play a big significant role in this fight versus Amanda Nunes. It's going to play a big role. But one thing's for sure, okay? Amanda may be more skillful, but that right hand can change the course of the fight. Okay, let's look at number 4. Okay, she's actually mastered cutting off the octagon. And we're going to take a look in 2 different fights. Okay, here you see Megan Anderson and Holly Holm, okay? Now, of course, we've talked about cutting off the octagon before. Holly Holm is going to move laterally this way, and Megan Anderson is going to go to this spot right here, okay, to actually be where Holly's going to be, okay? And that's called cutting off the octagon. Cutting off the octagon is very good in a couple of reasons, because you can get your strikes off. But, Holly, to be honest, Felicia Spencer actually used a little bit more octagon IQ in this situation, because Holly Holm is actually moving to the right hand of Megan Anderson. That's a big no-no. But let's look and see where cutting off the octagon is. You see, Megan Anderson has she's mastered this. She's very good at it. Okay? And she's pretty much anticipating where Holly Holm is moving to. Okay? So her cutting out the octagon is very, very good. All right, so when we look at this again, Megan and Holly Holm, okay? Megan is throwing these little arm feints, and what she's doing, she's actually using that to measure distance, okay? To see, look, okay, if I do X, will I have enough room to do Y? So Megan is constantly, she's measuring distance, okay? And this is very good because she's going to be able to land the strike that she's looking for. And you have Holly Holm, who, she likes to move around. Okay, Megan is cutting out the octagon. And also, too, this is also a very good octagon IQ when she's standing. Okay, just take a look. She's keeping Holly Holm in front of her. And then, boom. Okay, she comes right there. She hits Holly Holm with an uppercut. Okay, comes back. Okay, now she understands her range. She knows where she is. Okay, and this is very, very good. Okay, she catches Holly Holm. And in this situation, now she knows that she can close the distance very quickly and deliver a knee. Okay, Megan Anderson has very good stand-up. And for people to actually think that, she can't stand, or, that there are a lot of fighters that can stand better than her in this division, people are crazy. Megan Anderson has very good stand-up. And I'm putting what I think about Megan, and me not being a fan of Megan, but I am a fan of fighting, and so I do appreciate the fine art of striking. Okay, let's talk about weaknesses. The first weakness that I noticed in Megan Anderson's game is that she's got difficulty getting off her back. And when somebody has her on the ground, you pretty much can win that round. Or if you are a submission specialist, you probably can get the submission or the finish. Now here you have Megan Anderson and Holly Holm again. And you remember that Megan delivered a knee to Holly Holm. Well, Holly Holm being a veteran, Megan went to the well, again. She went to the well again, and if you look at this clip, Megan right here, she drops, Holly Holm takes a step back, but look, Holly Holm is actually looking for the takedown, okay? And this is an old video of mine that I made. She's looking for the takedown, okay? Folks, that's just what it is, okay? And if you look at Holly's eyes, okay, she shoots for the takedown, okay? And Megan Anderson wasn't even prepared. And this also kind of goes into Megan's takedown defense, so I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. Her takedown defense is weak. And against people who are very strong or strong, wrestlers, Megan is going to struggle. And we know that Amanda Nunes is very, very strong in the takedown department. Amanda has increased her wrestling. And Amanda has done a lot of good things. Like her game is almost airtight. Megan is going to have to come into this fight, and she can't make a lot of mistakes, okay? Because if Holly Holm actually can shoot, and Holly Holm's very quick and athletic. If Holly Holm can see this, okay, if Holly can see this, then you know that Amanda is going to be able to see this too. Now, I'm going to tell you guys what, though. It is going to be very, very interesting if Amanda elects to stand with Megan. And I think, to me, the longer that Amanda stands with Megan, the more possibility that Megan could land that right hand. You guys can see here, once the fight's on the ground, Megan Anderson, she don't have a defense. She don't have a solution to getting back to her feet. Her response is just to lay there and survive the round. And I got out of order here, but that's okay. I did kill two birds with one stone. Takedown defense and difficulty while fighting on her back. Okay, let's look at some points in the fight. Difficulty with her back against the cage. Let's take a look at this fight right here. All right, this is a position that Megan Anderson, she's going to have to avoid. And you can tell that Megan is very uncomfortable. She's going to have to avoid this when she fights Amanda Nunes, because Amanda, she can fight here too, and she's just as dangerous. And if Megan if she gets her back against that cage, against the lioness, it's going to be like sharks. There's going to be blood in the water, and Amanda Nunes is going to be the shark. Okay, in this situation right here, Megan now, again, she's in survival mode. Okay, she's against Felicia Spencer. This is survival mode right now. Megan kind of, she's inexperienced, especially with a high-level jiu-jitsu practitioner as Felicia Spencer. Felicia pretty much put Megan in positions that she wasn't used to. And in time, Megan is going to understand how to get out of these. But right now, it's just Felicia was able to pretty much do what she wanted to do once the fight got to the ground. And you can kind of see here where Felicia began to just take her arms and put them around Megan's neck. And then when she flattened Megan out, that was all she wrote. Okay. Amanda Nunes has very, very good submissions. And if Megan is going to even think to be victorious, okay, she's going to have to avoid getting into a position, and definitely don't let Amanda Nunes take you back. I mean, we saw how Amanda took Misha Tate out. Okay, she got behind Misha Tate and she pretty much got Misha Tate out of there pretty quickly. If the Lioness, if she even takes the back of Megan Anderson, it fight's over very quickly. And at some points in time, Megan can be immobile, but she makes up for it because she'll move when she has to move. I think that wide stance that she likes, the really, really wide stance, and y'all saw it, and check it out. You guys saw where Felicia was able to do this, that leg kick. Let me tell you something. Amanda Nunes, she's got a very devastating leg kick. Very devastating. And if Megan even thinks to take a stance this wide in the fight against the Lioness, she's going to eat this lead leg to shreds. Okay, she's going to tear that lead leg up, and there's probably nothing Megan's going to be able to do about it. Amanda Nunes, definitely the best women's MMA fighter to ever walk the earth. Amanda Nunes has been on cruise control as of late, leaving a path of destruction for anybody that steps into the octagon with her. Will Megan Anderson have what it takes to solve the Lioness Da Vinci Code? Sure doesn't look like it. Let's look at the strengths and weaknesses of Amanda Nunes, and then I'll give my afterthoughts. The strengths of Amanda Nunes: excellent octagon IQ. She's very calm and composed during the entire fight. She has a right hand that can end the fight. Good takedown defense. She's very deceptively fast, and Amanda Nunes has a very sick submission game. Amanda Nunes is the complete package of women's MMA. And it's going to take an act of God for Megan Anderson to come up victorious. Let's look at why Amanda is where she is. Now, there's one thing that I forgot to mention to you guys, and that should be strength number 7. Amanda Nunes can fight going backwards. She can fight off her back foot. And you can already tell at this point in situation in the fight that you got Amanda Nunes and Felicia Spencer. And we'll just fast forward a little bit, okay? And we can see what Amanda does. Amanda can literally fight back. Here's Felicia. Okay, wait a minute. Let me put the video in view. Okay, we'll do that real quick. Okay, so here you see it, okay? Here you see Nunes basically moving back off her back foot. And boom. She catches Spencer coming in. Amanda Nunes is a mastermind at that. And also, you notice her octagon IQ is very, very good because she has the awareness to back up. Because Felicia's rushing in. She's charging in like a bull in a china shop. But Amanda just has the awareness and what's that word? Oh, she's got the awareness and she's got the savviness to actually make adjustments to Felicia during that exchange. Okay, Amanda Nunes also, she's very mobile and she's deceptively fast, okay? Very deceptively fast. And here's an example right here of her being deceptively fast. Now you see they're both standing here. And Felicia is trying again for a takedown. Okay. Now, y'all see how fast Amanda Nunes takes a sidestep? Okay. She puts her arm on the shoulder of Felicia, throws Felicia off balance, and then comes back, boom, with a counter. Guys, that is speed. That's deceptively very, very fast. And when you really just look at this and break it down, it's like, wow. Like Amanda Nunes is really that good. And she also has a right hand that can actually end the fight. Amanda Nunes was able to do that with Chris Cyborg. She hit Chris with her right hand and, Chris fell. And she was able to end that fight. And also, we also saw an example of very good takedown defense, okay? Felicia was trying very, very hard to get this takedown and nothing doing it. Nothing doing it. Amanda saw the takedown coming. She was already in position. She was ready to go. And I don't even think that Megan Anderson, I don't know. I can't see Megan Anderson going at this route because I think if Megan even attempts a takedown, Amanda, she's so high level that she's going to be able to counter Megan Anderson in several different ways. And of course, an example of this sub game is when she submitted Miesha Tate, and she turned Miesha Tate into a bloody mess. And it'll behoove Megan not to get in a situation where Amanda Nunes has to take the back, because if Amanda Nunes get a hold of the back, the fight's over. Okay, so the three weaknesses I've noticed that when I watch Amanda Nunes fight is, number one, her punch selection can get very, very, very repetitive. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Two, she exposes her chin when she throws that patented calf kick. Three, she's vulnerable when on her back. Now, I do have to say these things, but you also have to have somebody who's skillful enough to actually take advantage of these weaknesses that Amanda Nunes possesses. They're there. Okay, but the average fighter who fights Amanda, they can't really take advantage of this. There's only been one. And you guys know who that is. But let's look at the punch selection being repetitive. Okay, now here's an example of what I mean about repetitive punch selection. Okay, Amanda loves this punch right here. Okay, she'll throw a jab to the body almost, or she'll throw the jab out, and then she'll come back over with the overhand right. Okay, she'll jab overhand right. And Amanda, she does this over and over and over and over. And you can see in this fight against Spencer, I mean, she did it. She did it so many times I lost count. But also, this is Felicia Spencer, okay, not Megan Anderson, okay? Megan Anderson will probably be able to make an adjustment. Felicia Spencer, she's not going to make an adjustment to this because she's not really a striking threat. Okay, and then here go the funny thing. Here you have 30 seconds later, Felicia Spencer falling for the same trick, okay? Watch. She's throwing a jab, overhand right. Felicia is a sucker for it. She fell for it every time, okay? So Amanda probably isn't going to want to do that against Megan Anderson. She's not going to want to do that because Anderson is a striker. So she's going to be able to make adjustments, and she's going to be able to read that, and she's going to be able to counter. Okay, and this is what I mean, okay? She throws that patented calf kick, and this one isn't even as forceful as we're used to seeing. But see, she's got her hands down, okay? And a striker like Megan Anderson, a weak calf kick, a striker like Megan Anderson, she ain't going to be trying to cover up, okay? A striker like Megan Anderson going to have this right hand free. And Megan Anderson, she going to throw that right hand. Megan will eat a calf kick and throw that right hand down the pipe, okay? She's going to try to. If it's a weak calf kick. Now, if it's a very strong calf kick that we're used to seeing Amanda Nunes do, okay, then Megan won't be able to get that right hand off. But if it's a weak calf kick like this calf kick, yeah, Megan Anderson is going to be able to get that right hand off. Okay, and this is what I mean that Amanda Nunes is on her back. Okay, this is what I mean. Valentina being a smaller woman, I mean, Amanda couldn't get up out of this. Amanda Nunes couldn't get up out of this, y'all. And, I don't know. I mean, could the situation turn if Megan can get top position? I mean, it's unlikely because Valentina and Megan Anderson are two different people. Valentina is very skillful in his position. Megan Anderson isn't skillful in his position. So, whereas, say, if Valentina is on top of Amanda, Amanda may not be able to get up. But see, if Megan Anderson got that same position, Amanda probably would be able to get up because Valentina understands how to keep Amanda there. Megan Anderson probably would not understand how to keep Amanda on the ground because the level of jiu-jitsu with Amanda Nunes is so high. But Valentina's jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling, that's all high as well. Okay? My final thoughts. My final thoughts on this fight, okay, is that Amanda Nunes, she's going to dominate Megan Anderson. She is. And the reason why I believe that is because I just think that Megan Anderson don't have the technical ability to match Amanda Nunes in skill. Amanda Nunes, she literally almost has no holes in her game. Okay? She literally has no weaknesses. And so it's going to be hard for Megan Anderson to find a way. See, Valentina Shevchenko was able to address the holes in Amanda's game. She was able to do it because Valentina actually has the skill. She's got the skill to actually get into those holes. In my opinion, I think Megan Anderson don't have the skills. And I think the Lioness is going to dominate this fight. And guys, don't be surprised if you see a submission finish from the Lioness. Wow. It's going to be pretty lopsided, y'all. Megan Anderson is going to get destroyed by Amanda Nunes. I'm done.